Good morning, YouTube. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back to another episode of the Rebuild series. We are getting ready to go train. We've got chest today. We're going to do a little bit of back as well. Mostly some upper back stuff for the shoulder. I'm hoping today slightly better overall than yesterday. Yesterday was a bad day energy-wise in the afternoon. I don't know what was up, but after about noon, man, I just had nothing in the tank. So I don't know what was up with that, but we got a little stuff done. So hopefully today's slightly better. Had a staff meeting last night, pre-holiday stuff. So didn't get to do as much as I wanted to yesterday with preparing for that, but it is what it is. So looking forward to today. Had a pretty solid training session yesterday. Can definitely feel my lats. So hopefully today's another good one. So as usual, we're gonna drink the pre-workout, get warmed up, get this day rolling, see what we can do. So let's go. All right, YouTube, let's get this training footage review underway from this bench day. As you can see, we started the day off very strong with the camera toppling over there. I have mixed emotions about this bench day. I think based off of kind of what we're working on right now with some of the shoulder stuff going on, it was a decent bench day, but I can't help but feel that we left a little bit on the table. We'll get into that in the actual bench portion itself, but first things first, warming up for squats. So mixed up the warm-up a little bit today. Just did 5 minutes on the bike and then just got right into the hip adductor and then did some seated leg curls right here. Didn't do it on purpose, but the pad was in a different place today. Normally I like this pad closer to my ankles, but it was a little bit up more on my mid calf and definitely changed the where it was hitting the hamstring, so I might play around with that going forward. I kind of liked it. Warmed up with some leg extensions. Normally I do some knee and hip warm up before we get into this, but kind of wanted to see how everything felt and held together if we just warmed up on the bike and then got right into the machine warm up. So all in all, everything held up pretty good. So I might start toning down some of the prep work and see how it goes. So for the front squats today, we had our 3-count eccentric barbell variation today. We're going just straight singles all the way through. The main goal was to hit the best weight we've done so far, which would be the peak weeks from the last wave. And then next week we will try and beat every one of these weights. So that was what was in my mind today, is more, hey, let's be strong today in preparation for next week. Honestly, I was thinking about these movements in terms of being prepared for what I wanted to do next week, but we had to hit the weights today. So 45 for 1, 95 for 1, 135 for 1, and then we just jumped up to 175 for 1, mostly because I could tell the strength didn't feel great today, so I wanted to make sure we hit that top set. So we just jumped up to 175. From there, it was on to the flat bench work. We had sets of 3 programmed for today. Today's bench workout will be very similar to what we did last week because it made my shoulder feel better, and I think there was some improvement by the end of the week. So we're going to stick to that same routine, which was basically, hey, the only quote-unquote heavy thing we're going to do is the flat bench, and then everything else will be volume work. So we did 45 for 5, 95 for 5, and then we got into our working sets. We went 135 for 3, 150 for 3, and then the top set was going to be 170 for 3 or more. And in between each of these sets, I would go over and do some light dumbbell shrugs. Last week, these seemed to make the shoulders feel better, so I wanted to see how they did today. So everything, I would say, feels better than it did last week, and nothing is getting worse. So good signs. I did try and make my grip slightly wider, but it did irritate the shoulders a little more, so we left it a little more narrow today. So 170 here for the top set, and this is where I think I left a little bit on the table. Last time I did as many reps as possible with 170. We hit it for 8, and we only got it for 5 today. I'm not sure if it was a mental thing, a strength thing. It was probably a combination of both, but we'll take it. We hit the prescribed weight for the prescribed reps, and we're just going to have to hang our hat on that. So from there, everything was volume based. We went incline barbell, supersetted with some high touch seated rows that aren't filmed, but we did 95 for 18, 105 for 16, 105 for 14. And then we did shoulder distractions in between each of the supersets. So just a 25-pound weight, kind of letting it hang. These definitely helped. So on the rows, we went 60 for 20, 75 for 20, 90 for 20, which was actually a training cycle PR on that, which was pretty cool. We did have a few little training cycle PRs. The 105 for 16 on incline was technically a PR. It's nothing I'm too proud of, I guess, but it's something anyways. So from there, the last superset was a decline hammer strength chest press and supersetted with straight bar cable tricep push downs on the hard side of the rack. So we went 110 for 18, 130 for 15, 130 for 10. And when I say the 130, that's just plate weight. I don't know what it would actually be, so I just count the plate weight on the bar for these. On the straight bar cable pushdowns, 40 for 19, 50 for 14, 50 for 13. Lower weight on the triceps than we normally have been doing, but on that side of the cable rack, the pulley ratio is different. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio, I believe, instead of the 2-to-1. So it's much harder. Did these last week, and it definitely smashed my triceps. Felt pretty good, so we're going to leave those in for now. We did 3 rounds on this superset today, which was 1 more round than last week. So we've got a little bit of overall volume improvement, along with some training cycle PRs, which was good. From there, it was off to the garage to get our conditioning on, getting primed for lunges. Just 2 quick rounds of banded leg kicks, whatever you want to call them, some seated dumbbell good mornings, and then we got our walking lunges in. I will say I was not very stable today. Had a lot of trouble hitting depth and honestly just staying upright. I wobbled quite a bit today. Not sure what's up with that, but we got 130 meters in today, so a pretty solid day overall. Legs feel pretty good in the sense of nothing hurts. So from there, time to get ready for work. Came inside, daily stoic, got our business chapter in, morning journaling, AM reflections, all that good stuff. So really solid day. Feel like we are in a great training stride right now, a great personal development stride. Just need the busyness at work to tone down a little bit so we can get a few more things accomplished other than just training and work. But sometimes that's all we got. So as usual, we're going to wrap it there. I hope you get 1% better. I hope you get some small wins. I hope you're doing well, and I will see y'all next time.